What is going on, all you lovely ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michael Hora, and this is a lovely penguin. Guys, welcome. Today, we're going to be doing the set breakdown for the live performance by Stray Kidz, doing their cover / rendition of DDU DU by Blackpink. So they had a really awesome performance. If you haven't checked my reaction out to that, go ahead, click on back, and go to that video. But yeah, we're gonna break this down. So before we get to that, please go ahead and like and share and do all that fun things, and then sub to the channel because it's fun and it's worthwhile, and I want you to be here. All right, let's hop right on in. So initially, right off the bat, they have this like makeshift little map thing that they got going on, and I will say it is funny because this is technically a printed out picture. Right? And I can tell so because you can see in certain areas, if you look at in certain areas, you can see there's like straight lines drawn around. So the actual like line work of this is actually made on a printer, right? You can see like particularly this line here, you can see there's like a thin straight line. And I think what they did is they went back over this with like a crayon and actually drew on it with a crayon. But then also with like these images and stuff, they needed to be printed out a little more nicely, as well as the words. So I'm pretty sure they printed it, but then had one of their art people actually draw onto it with a crayon, which is pretty funny. I've been on plenty of art, different sets and whatever, where we've actually had to draw things, and there's a lot of the times where you'll see artwork that's on the wall that it's like, I did it. It's like they're like, hey, we need a couple of paintings and we have frames, and you're like, all right, cool, and then you just go draw something, put it in there, bada boom bada bing, you're an artist. So there's a few short films where there's actual art pieces done by me that are in there that then got thrown out after. So I just thought it was a cool little touch here, because then obviously we see him hop over here. You got the Deadpool mask and everything going on, and this brings us up onto the stage piece here, which when it zooms all the way out, it's like a big, I want to say it's actually a rice cooker or something along that lines, because they got the big monitor screen there as well, but it kind of says stuff for revolving around their music. But I'm pretty sure this is a rice cooker, because I used to have a rice cooker as well, and it looks pretty similar. It's also got that button on the top that you can help lift the lid off and let the steam out. But yeah, I mean, originally I'm like, okay, that's a pretty cool piece. You know, it's fun, it's interesting. Obviously, Felix was on top of it. All pretty cool. Nothing super crazy about it. You just cut a big hole into it when you make it, so they can put a monitor in there, and that's the front-facing screen. But for the most part, yeah, you just make this out of wood, and you just have to cut everything to the specific shapes and dimensions that they need, and then you paint it. You know, I'm pretty sure they also put a couple of lights into it as well, just to help keep it lit and look kind of that bright red look to it. But yeah, still pretty cool. Then we have a train car here, which in and of itself, not exactly a hard thing to build for the most part. You can see this is not an actual train car. This is something that they built. It even has a seam that splits down the middle that later we're going to see the whole entire thing split open, which is really cool. And yeah, I mean, you know, they cut the holes for the windows. They put wood over it as well. It's painted really nice. They also had the lighting team put in these tube lights, which they control and they have access to. You can get the smart bulbs where they're wirelessly attached to things such as like your phone or whatever. You can control how much light's coming out and whatnot. And they have those kind of spread out throughout the train, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, it's a pretty regular looking set in terms of a build. Not too hard of a thing to build. However, it's the fact that it swings open that is really, really cool. So we're going to get to a spot where we actually see it open. Here is one of the very, very cool shots that you get to see. The thing has been spun. It's wide open, so you can see the entire inside of the train car. And I will say this, I didn't recognize it right away, but this train car is also the big Mad Max looking truck. So when they actually close it back up, these two like stairs looking things are actually the very front of the truck. And then those speakers just spin around so you can actually see the speakers. And it all kind of folds back into that outside truck. And I will say this, when I was watching the video, I'm like, how did they do that? Like, where did they put the train car? I was like, the train car must have been off of the stage. But then I'm like, but the guys needed to get back. And I'm like, how did they do this? And it wasn't until I saw the actual truck itself and I saw it had a seam down the middle that I was like, oh, look at this. But the other cool thing too is like, it's kind of hard to see from here, but it's literally hinged together. So it's technically one full piece. If you really want to count it that way, you can actually see right in the middle here, there's one section where that back line isn't super thick. That's where the hinge is. And then there's two more hinges, but they're just being blocked by them right now. You can't actually see it. But there's two hinges there, or three hinges, I believe, that hold this whole thing together. And obviously the whole entire rig is set up on wheels so they can open it and close it relatively easily. But still, it's a very cool design, and you're getting two awesome set pieces out of one. So that, for me, as a builder, this is something that is absolutely awesome. Also, it's funny too, because you can see the tube lights, and you can see how they changed the colors of the tube lights so that it would look a little different. Also, another thing that you'll notice in this video is that they have guns. For the most part, it's very easy to tell these are all fake guns. The biggest giveaway is obviously the little orange nub at the end of the barrel. That shows that it is either a BB gun or a Nerf gun or something along that lines, or it's a toy. Those are plastic. They're not real. They are completely fake. They've just been painted black, but they kept those on to show those are fake guns. This gentleman here in the middle is not in any danger at all. This is another cool set piece that they had here, where they have like this brick wall with a hole in it, and then the door opens up and our guy comes in. He grabs the truck. Oh, also, yeah, the truck right here. I didn't even notice that was that, but yeah, he grabs the truck out of here. Like, boom. It's a very simple piece. It's a flat piece of wall. They cut a window into it. They built a box out of the back and put a door on the back side of it. Really simple build, but it looks really cool, especially when you have the right camera work. It makes it look like you're actually looking into a brick wall that has a hole ripped into it. And yeah, it just looks really good. So this is another really cool set piece here. That, yet again, pretty simple. You can get fake looking bricks and stuff and you just make a wall out of it. It's really not that hard. However, this trick that they did right after he steals the truck out of like the vault or whatever it is, I really, really liked. At first, I didn't notice the guys on the sides here. You can clearly see them. They're like right in the shot. I didn't notice them at first because they're wearing black like they're supposed to. They're stagehands. But yeah, they just have a neon light over top, and they have pink/red neon ribbon or rope or whatever this string that they're using here is, and they're moving it to make it look like he's getting his way through a laser grid or whatever. And I just think that's so neat. It's so cool. I did not expect that at all. I thought that was super cool because I've seen other groups where they literally use lasers and like they'll just kind of hop through it or whatever, and they're not like lasers that are going to cut you or anything. It's just a beam of light, you know, they put smoke through. So I thought this was like really, really fun and creative, especially because he's running and jumping and sliding and trying to avoid the lasers, and then it allows them to move them as well, so it looks like they are a very high-tech advanced security system. Then it was smart, they brought him to this other stage just so that they could kind of reset that big car truck thing in between, something you don't really even notice because they kind of hop back and forth to this smaller stage here. And then on top of it too, there's not really much going on here. They have a couple of barrels and boxes over here with spray painted saying Stray Kids. Things are easy to get, really not that hard. You can buy those for pretty cheap, or you can even rent them as well, either or. I mean, if you're going to paint them, you probably have to buy them though. That's the only thing I'd say. But still, it's a smart little play in order for them to get to the actual truck part. Now the truck one is cool because they built the small little truck. You know, they got the speakers up on top. I forgot his name. I don't remember what his name is off the top of my head, but he addresses you and then he pulls it away to show our reveal. Also, they have a bunch of cardboard pieces coming in and stuff too, which is funny. But it's cool. He grabs the truck to move it. It's a great perspective trick. Boom. Here's our big truck, right? But yeah, they had those speakers up on top already. They just were on the backs, so they just spin them around so that they're in place, and now they look like they're hanging over the front. But you can see the seam down the middle as well. That's where it would split. And then all the light changes to red, so it's no longer that like whitish pink lighting. It's all red now, and it makes it feel very, very different. But it's actually one set piece, which, like I said, is super, super impressive. I think it's a really cool thing that they do here. Yeah, and then they do the confetti. They do confetti at the end, which is a simple confetti cannon thing. However, really annoying to clean up. Definitely not a fan of when they do that stuff. It looks great when it shoots off and stuff, but it's super annoying to clean. I hate it. But yeah, guys, that is going to just about do it for this video here. Stray Kids absolutely crushing it with their live performance. I understand why it got them to be so popular, because it shows that they're really good performers. They're really good at what they do. So, yeah, guys, thank you for watching this video. And hopefully you guys will sub to the channel, and we'll continue to grow, and we'll continue to make more videos. And I'll definitely be checking more Stray Kids out, you know? But yeah, guys, I love you. Stay grossly positive. Have a great week. Bye.